Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monthly Measures. We've got 8 releases that we're going to focus on from June of 2025. 2 of these are singles. I know that I said in last month's video that I wasn't going to do singles anymore. I was just going to wait on the albums to come out, but these 2 singles are standalone singles and they're not connected to any albums, and I liked them enough that I wanted to put them on here. So there's that disclaimer. So we'll just jump right into it. The first band and the first single is called Envy by a band called Vestige. They list themselves as modern metal. I get a lot of post-metal and alternative metal vibes from it. They're from France. This one was released by Season of Mist on June the 10th. I've been in contact off and on for the last few months with one of the reps from Season of Mist. You know, they share some insight into the bands and backgrounds and stuff, and I did confirm with Will, is his name, that this is a standalone single. I kind of described this one as very emotionally driven and atmospheric. According to a press release from Season of Mist, the track, quote, finds vocalist / guitarist Theodore Rondeau, I don't know how you say his name, returning to a cycle of domestic abuse only to confront a parental figure's jealous partner. Lyrically, that's what the song is about, but musically, it's kind of what I've been into lately. A little bit of post-metal. There's some clean chorus singing in this one. It's got a Deftones feel to it. That's the band that jumped into my mind when I heard the chorus. We do have an upcoming video for this song. I showed it to Judson, and that should be out within the next couple of weeks. But that is Envy by Vestige. Up next, we got an album called Chess with the Reaper by a band called Halbird. This is thrash metal from London. Shout out to the Kingdom. Released independently on June the 6th, their Instagram bio reads, quote, dirty, gritty, common folk. Which I love that. That definitely bleeds through in their music, but I would probably venture to say there is nothing really common about what they're doing. This one's gonna have you headbanging from start to finish, and the guitar solos are incredible. That's what really stood out to me in this one. That is Chess with the Reaper by Halbird. The other single that I wanted to feature is a single called Venia by a band called Lamentari. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is symphonic blackened death metal from Denmark. Released independently on June the 10th. The band's name is a Latin word that translates to a passionate expression of grief or sorrow. I think that fans of Dimmu Borgir or Behemoth are gonna like this one. Go check this one out. That is Venia by Lamentari. Up next, I got a little bit of a curveball compared to what I usually put on this list. This is an album called In Search of Being by a band called Phase Transition. It's progressive metal from Portugal. The trio. This one was released independently on June the 6th. It's a big change of pace for me and not normally something I would listen to. It's a drummer, a guitarist, the vocalist, and then the vocalist also plays the violin, and that's really what drew my attention to this album. When I started hearing violin being blended in with the progressive metal and the melodic storytelling, you can tell they draw influences from bands like Dream Theater and Opeth. They really mix technical musicianship with emotional depth pretty well. I mean, I can't really say enough about this one. Her vocals were not my cup of tea. Like, they're not something I would usually be attracted to or gravitate towards, but they definitely fit what they're doing musically, and musically I can't say enough about it, and that includes the violin. It's really intriguing to hear. That is an album called In Search of Being by Phase of Transition. Up next, we've got an album called Egor by a band called Bellanos. This is black metal from France. This one was released on June the 6th via Northern Silence Productions. I immediately felt like it captured everything I look for in atmospheric black metal. It's got the soaring riffs, it's got the wild and the triumphant vocals, production that feels rooted kind of deep in nature, which I think is what I've grown to like so much about atmospheric black metal. They take a lot of the traditional black metal elements with a more modern dynamic mix. So it's got a lot of a nostalgic feel, but also a fresh sound that keeps you engaged. Can't really say enough about it. I mean, so this is a solo project as well. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the guy's name, but knowing that he did all of this entire album on his own made it even more impressive for me. So that is one to go check out for sure. That's an album called Egor by a band called Bellanos. All right, up next we've got an album. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name, but in the English translation is called Left in Grief. And I'm probably mispronouncing the band name as well, but it's spelled, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, Tarfod. This is black metal from Sweden. Released independently on June 29th. Another solo project and another amazing album. Simon Lindgren is the name of the gentleman that put this beautiful masterpiece together. Throughout the album, I kind of noticed a powerful instrumental presence and a dynamic mix of tempos with occasional growls and clean vocals, adding variety. There's also melodic elements woven into the guitar work. There's a brief appearance of synth here and there, and even an instrumental track towards the end of the album. The production's pretty dark, pretty raw. The lyrics are in Swedish. From what I can tell, they explore heavy emotional themes, and overall, I really think it's a strong release, and fans of black metal will appreciate it. That is Left in Grief by Tarfod. Up next, we've got an album called An Insatiable Violence by Cryptopsy. This is brutal tech death from Canada. The legends, the stalwarts of the genre. This one was released on June the 20th via Season of Mist. It really blew me away with how aggressive, precise, and emotionally layered it all is, especially for a band that's this deep into their career. There's a lot of veteran bands that seem to settle into mediocrity over time, but they sound more vital and more focused than ever with this album. They blend a lot of the classic brutality with modern experimentation. I was really impressed by the production of this one. Every instrument seems balanced. A lot of clarity, a lot of weight, and I think that's a big shout out to Christian Donaldson. He put a masterful touch on it. Lyrically, the album dives into the psychological toll of digital exhibitionism and validation, offering a darker, more thoughtful form of violence than usual gore, which is interesting too. That is An Insatiable Violence by Cryptopsy. And last but not least, we've got Imperium Delirium by Shadow of Intent, deathcore from the US. Released independently on June the 27th. I really feel like this band has leveled up with this release. They sharpened their songwriting. They delivered what is, in my opinion, brutal and pretty thoughtfully constructed. Couple of notable tracks. You've got Flying the Black Flag and Feeding the Meat Grinder. Those stood out to me for their mix of heaviness, melody, obviously the standout vocal performances from Ben. And I loved especially the unpredictable moments scattered throughout the album. The production is top tier and every member sounds extremely locked in. That is Imperium Delirium by Shadow of Intent. And those are your 8 releases for the month of June 2025. Hope you go check these out, enjoy them. We had some pretty good releases, and there's a lot of stuff out there worth listening to. So anyways, till next month, thanks again for watching, everybody. My name is Richard. We are Great Measures. This is Monthly Measures. Have a wonderful day.